everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. So before I get started, just a few things. Number one, it's about to storm here. So if you hear thunder and if I lose electricity, hopefully I will make it through this voiceover because it is like 10 o'clock at night and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Number two, I'm so sorry that this did not go up on Wednesday. I am having surgery on my hand on Monday and I've been trying to pre-film and I am sick on top of it. So it's just been really slow going and irritating and I'm just trying to make it through. And then number three, I cannot believe we already hit 10,000 subscribers. Again, thank you so much. We're almost to 12. It's absolutely insane in the membrane to me. So make sure you come back on Saturday to check out the giveaway information. There will be a video tomorrow, and hopefully I will have enough videos for you guys to finish out the end of the year because I will be taking some time off to help my hand heal, and luckily it's my left hand and not my right, but I'm still going to have some issues, I already know. So today, this video is actually a set of 10 cards that Rob and I are actually using for our personal cards. Now, I wanted to use the cat stamp, and I did make a card that you will see tomorrow, but oh my word, after coloring these, because I was just going to make this set to sell, but after coloring them, I'm exhausted. So these are going out to people we love, and then that reindeer kitty will be our next year stamp. So, cards, words. Okay, anyway, so I am using this Gingerbread Love stamp from Whimsy Stamp Set. I showed this in a haul, and I've colored it using my Stampin' Blends. Unfortunately, Misty made a mistake when she made her wish list for Santa, and the store had to call me, so I already know that I'm getting Copics for Christmas. So that ruined one surprise, but I will be using Copics some in the future. I'm going to try to mix it up. But anyway, so I am using the dark soft suede for the shadows, the light soft suede for the rest of it. And then for the girl, I'm using light and dark Lovely Lipstick. And then for the boy, I'm using light and dark Bermuda Bay. I'm also making cards with Poppy Parade and Garden Green. So, but the gingerbread are all the same color. So once I get them colored, I'm going to use my white gel pen to add the white back to their eyes. And then I thought I was just going to add Wink of Stella to the icing, but I ended up adding it everywhere at the end. So, but yeah, so this took, I just cut down 2.5 hours of footage, and that included coloring. So unfortunately, this isn't one of those 10 cards in 10 minutes. 10 cards in 20 minutes. This is, if you sat down and colored your images while watching a TV show or something, I put the iPad beside me and talked to a friend on the phone, and then I was also watching YouTube videos. So yeah, just get comfortable and color at your own pace. And I did mostly easy coloring. I mean, I'm basically just outlining where I want there to be some darkness and then coloring it in. But these images are actually meant for Valentine's Day, so you may see them repeat, but I was showing at the beginning that I cut off the hearts because I'm going to cut all these out by hand, but the stamp with the hearts was a little bit bigger, and I just wanted to be able to get 4 panels per card, and Roxy came to visit in this video, so make sure you check out my Facebook page and probably next Thursday for the full-length video of her coming to visit. When she wants love, she's pretty insistent, and then she ended up slobbering everywhere. So that was fun. I think I even got some kitty cam on this, so I'll make sure to show you, but she was lovey-dovey that day, and she got tired of Mama not paying any attention to her, so she's adorable. I love her. People keep asking if she's got in our Christmas tree. Nope, she didn't last year either. She loves to sleep on the Christmas tree skirt, but she doesn't bother the tree, so thank goodness for that. And here I am cleaning up her drool and getting back to the coloring. So I mentioned that Whimsy Stamps this is Krista. I don't remember her last name, but I've been a huge fan of hers forever. I added more cards for sale, and I'm actually having a card sale until the 16th. So if you go check out my Facebook page, which is linked down below, you'll find that. And several of the cards, there's like a macaroni and cheese one and a coffee and donut one. what's the other? Eggs and bacon. Like all of those are her designs that I colored a really long time ago. So absolutely love these stamps. I will have another haul video for you guys next week. My Stampin' Up! Pre-order, I guess it's not really a pre-order since I'm officially no longer a demonstrator, but I mentioned that I was going to place that pre-order before I quit. So I officially resigned on the 11th, so I am no longer a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am so surprised that the video of me leaving got 40,000 views, or almost 40,000 views by the time this video goes up. So holy cow, it's thundering. I hope it doesn't storm because it's been warm today and they're calling for maybe tornadoes. Let's hope not. I don't want to have to grab Roxy and get in the storm shelter. But so let's talk about the giveaway. I asked you guys in Tuesday's video if you would prefer a gift card or a box, and it's split right down the middle basically. So the winner will be chosen, will get their choice of whether they want a gift card or if they want me to send them a package. So we'll do that. That'll all be posted on Saturday. So make sure you've subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss that video. Winners will be announced after the first of the year, probably after the week of, probably the week of the 7th, excuse me, because I'm going to take some time off with Rob, try to hold my hand, all those things. So I made 10 cards. 6 of them are Bermuda Bay and Melamumbo. No, 6 of them are Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green. 4 of them are Bermuda Bay and Melamumbo. So I am stamping this sentiment from the So Santa stamp from Stampin' Up! It says, "May this season be the sweetest ever." I just thought it was really cute and really went with the stamp set. The stamp set. And then I'm using the classic label punch to punch this out. And of course I messed up a couple of times. It wouldn't be a card by TheJollyFatElf if there wasn't some mistakes. And I'm using my Stampin' Scrub from Stampin' Up! To clean my stamp in between ink colors. That is a fantastic tool. And if you don't have something like it, I highly recommend it. I love it. So yeah. So Granny Apple Green and Bermuda Bay are my card bases. They measure 4 1/4 by 11. I've just scored them at 5 1/2. Top folding cards are my absolute favorite. They're easier to photograph. I don't know. I just love them. So you'll rarely ever see me do a side folding card, let me tell you. So Bermuda Bay and Melamumbo may not seem like Christmas colors to you, but I'm going to be using some Doodlebug paper, and I pulled these colors right out of it. And you guys know me, especially if you've seen my Christmas tree all over social media, that I am not a huge traditional red and green girl for Christmas. And I think probably almost all of the videos that I've posted this year have been non-traditional. So I can't help it. I love colors. So all of these cardstock layers are 4 by 5 1/4. And then the DSP layers are 1 1/2 by 5. So some of these get a little crooked, but they're handmade. And so, yeah. So the ribbon is going to go right in between. And that is the mini striped ribbon. One of them is in Poppy Parade and the other one is in Bermuda Bay. And again, those are both from Stampin' Up! So once I get all of these adhered, just using liquid glue, I'm going to wrap around the ribbon. But before I do that, one thing to note when you're making multiples is to do all your steps at one time. So I've glued down all of those. And now I'm going to measure out ribbon, and then I'm going to cut 10 pieces of ribbon. Again, 4 in the Bermuda Bay and then 6 in the Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to tape all those down at the same time. So you want to do all of your steps in steps. And one thing that I didn't show, but I really recommend, is score your card stock before you cut. So I went through and I scored all 5 pieces of cardstock at 5 1/2, and then I cut it at 4 1/4. That way I didn't have to worry about scoring 10 individual cards. I'd already scored 5 pieces of cardstock. So if I can give you a tip, that's one for me. So here I am using washi tape to apply the ribbon, which is my most favorite way to do it. Washi tape or Scotch tape. So once I've done that, I'm going to bring in my card layers and I'm going to adhere a piece of Whisper White. This is just 4 by 5 1/4. And I know a lot of people don't do this inside of their cards, but I don't know. I just like it. I think it finishes it off. You could decorate the inside if you want to. I know, Amy R is really good at that over at Prairie Paper and Ink. I kind of like to leave them. And especially now that I have this trimmer, my handwriting is atrocious and it can be kind of big. So I like to have room to write. So I am adhering all these panels on their corresponding card layers using liquid glue. If you don't have Tombow liquid glue, I really suggest you pick some up. I think Stampin' Up! Is the cheapest place to get it, but don't quote me on that. I think that's what Melissa told me. So yeah, so I love it. It's one of my favorite adhesives. I love dry tape too, but I find that in the winter, I need something a little bit more heavy duty. Oh my word. Okay, you guys know what I mean. So I flipped over all of my little gingerbread people, and I'm going to add them to the cards using dimensional adhesive. So I broke into a new pack of dimensionals. Ain't nothing like it. And I'm adding 4 or 5 to each gingerbread person. Now, you don't have to use as many dimensionals as I do. And initially when I did this, I was anticipating just doing this straight to the card, and then I changed the design a little bit later. And that's another reason why it takes me so long to craft sometimes, is because I design on the fly. I have a general idea in my head when I sit down to craft, but I hardly ever sit down with a full sketch in my brain and just start going. I just let my brain and creativity take me where I need to go. So that could be one reason why it takes me such a long time to do my cards. So here, sometimes I create really, really fast. Like I know exactly what I want to do, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And here I kind of had a general idea, like I mentioned, but it took a little bit longer. So I am adding mini dimensionals to the back of the sentiments because they're a little bit smaller. And here I am playing with the layout, trying to decide if I wanted a bow. Initially, I thought I was going to put both gingerbread on a card, but they're a little bit big. Again, I wanted portrait style cards. If I'd done a landscape, which would be 5.5 by 4.5, 4 1/4, like wide, it would have been a hamburger, not a hot dog. It would have worked. So once I decided that I did want bows, I went ahead and tied 10 of them. And then I decided, I was trying to figure out what I could put behind it. I didn't want to die cut 10 circles because I was feeling kind of lazy at this point. So I brought in a 2.5-inch circle punch. Now the one from Stampin' Up! Was retired a couple of years ago, but I kept it. So I punched out 10 circles and decided that it was just what I needed to bring this out from behind that pattern paper, because the gingerbread, there's already gingerbread people on the paper, and I wanted to make sure that your eye was a little bit diverted to the focal panel, and that's the whole point of a focal panel. So I added dimensional adhesive to the back of the circles, and now I'm adding the gingerbread people to the circles. Again, Melon Mambo for the Melon Mambo in Bermuda Bay, and then Poppy Parade for the Poppy Parade in Granny Apple Green. And so stinking cute. Love, 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 love. And this is where I decided that I was like, I'm just going to add all sorts of Wink of Stella. I'm not going to just do the frosting or whatever. And I really love how these turned out. And they look so good in photos. Like, absolutely love it. So I went through and I went ahead and adhered all of the circles with the gingerbread. And then my next step is to adhere all of the bows. Now, I decided after putting this one down that I wanted to use tear and tape instead. So you'll see me put down all the sentiments, and then I'm going to bring in a roll of tear and tape and put that down. And I love this because the bow, I'm not using a huge piece, so the bow will cover it up. And it also secures it in more places than just the knot. So again, we are sending these out, and if you're, and even if I was selling these, I would want to make sure that the bows were even more secure. So after I did that, we were done, and that was it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to come back on Saturday to check out the giveaway, and I'll see you tomorrow with another card. Thanks for joining me, guys. Bye for now.